Well, welcome back to our third weekly episode in a row. What's up, Mike?
Derek, same clothes, still drinking coffee and water. Started early today, ladies and gentlemen, but shout out to our sponsors quick, Addies. Thank you so much for your logo, Queen City Creative Works. Etsy shop on roids. If you are looking for personalized Buffalo Happy Hour merchandise and or looking for getting something done that is for a special occasion, head on over to Queen City Creative Works, search their website at queencitycreativeworks.com. Go to their Shop Now button and scroll. See what you want. See what you like. And if you want to purchase something, you should. And then they can ship it right to your door no matter where you live in the country and or world. So, Derek.
Yes, sir.
Useless fact for today's episode. Men process other men's voices with the part of the brain that processes simple sounds, such as car engines and machinery. But they process female voices with the part of the brain that processes music.
Oh,
so
okay.
when you
That's
talk,
pretty fascinating.
I hear a V12 Ferrari, and when my wife talks, I hear a instrumental classical song playing, probably from the Piano Guys. Not a sponsor, no free shout-outs. You know?
That's interesting. Is it because of the tone? Like, if you have a feminine dude, does that come out as...
Don't dive down this rabbit hole. So if you're a trans, they, them, then what? What if non-binary, do you just hear color? Like,
Well, it's got to be a spectrum, right? Everything's a spectrum.
Here we go. Oh, my goodness. When you talk, I process that with rainbows.
So I'm a V12 Ferrari for you. That's pretty good. But
what am I to you?
Oh, Jesus. A Hemi. No, I'm just kidding.
Ew.
Cummins, bro. Whoa, pause.
Pause. You need to relax, dude. They don't have to know all that. Goodness.
A Bugatti Chiron, bro.
Really? You'd go exotic?
Hell yeah, dude. You're exotic to me.
Wow, Derek. Have an off, lad. Woo. You're exotic to me, he says. Okay.
But it does make sense, and it has to do with tone, obviously. But have you ever heard somebody's voice that's just like, stop talking?
That laughs. You want to go down that rabbit hole? Worse laughs?
Yeah, what do you think? Where do you think laughs get processed?
Probably the same side of the brain with
As women?
voice.
Yeah.
Well, for, respectively, male and female alike.
But people's laughs
are
different than their voice, though. Like, my
100%.
laugh is kind of...
No, yours fits. There is people's laughs that literally make zero sense. They sound like a dying dolphin, or they sound like a spinning wheel from, Wheel of Fortune. What went wrong?
Yeah.
What happened to your vocal cords? Why are they tweaking? They shouldn't twitch like that. Who hurt you?
There's got to be some, like Miley Cyrus. That's definitely a V12, too. Like, that's not a women's voice.
No, that's old cigarettes that way too much singing. She's not a V12. No. She's like 4 on the floor, I don't know, 350 small, or like big block, small block, something like that. Like, she's not.
I mean, dude, I can't even imagine how years and years of singing, what that does to your vocal cords.
Can you imagine waking up next to that every day? You want some coffee? Like eggs and bacon. No thanks.
Can you have vocal surgery?
Can you imagine
change your voice?
Hearing her voice, and it basically it sounds like it looks like someone with no makeup or old makeup, but she cried, so it's just like running down her cheeks. Like, that's. I just can't. Oh, it's so unattractive.
Can you change your voice?
Oh, I'm sure you could. Sammy Sosa's white. I'm sure you can change your voice.
Like,
you can probably stretch your vocal cords.
That's what I was going to say. like, easy with that demonstration there, dude. You have to be able to, like, stretch it out.
I know a woman.
That's good for you.
That, thanks, man. We made it. That she had complications in her health and lost her voice. The only way to fix it is by vocal cord surgery, and they basically are going into her throat, opening it up, and then stretching her vocal cords out and reattaching them at a different length to get her voice back.
Have you ever tuned a guitar and
Once and I failed.
And you got like no sound, like blum, 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 and then like as you tighten it out, it becomes the real. What if like our vocal cords are just too loose, and there's people who have higher pitched vocal cords?
Give me a tune up.
Yeah,
You know,
come on, Doc, go ahead. Because I mean, because is our vocal cords loose? Like, how do they relate?
We need to have like a speech therapist on.
Well, I'm sure maybe Christina knows. Does she know?
Vocal cord? No,
Yeah.
I think she's all
She's
about
a
the
speech
tongue.
pathologist.
Yeah, she's all about tongue.
Well, I got that thick tongue, bro. I got that.
Zero alcohol, by the way.
Yeah, your mouth and your tongue has to dictate tune too, right?
Well, of course. How that tongue slaps. We gotta move on. We gotta move on.
I can slap it without touching the top. You know? Can you click your tongue?
Yeah.
Do it. Okay, so now can you do it without touching the roof of your mouth?
I don't. Ew.
Little ASMR.
Yeah.
Do it without touching the roof
we're
of your
going.
mouth.
No, this is too much.
Because I can. Ready?
Great.
Ready?
Okay.
That's without touching the roof.
Perfect.
Because I got that muscular tongue.
We are going to change the topic. Okay. So you were looking at analytics. I need you to explain something to me real time.
Oh boy.
Okay.
You're going to see the struggle that I go through trying to explain something to Mike that's technical.
What is going on with the third person syndrome reel?
I don't know, dude. I think that it somehow got caught up in some sort of YouTube algorithm that is now making it appear on everyone's feed way, way, way after it was posted. Because right now, so there's this thing on YouTube, if you're a content creator, that gives you real time your most viewed video within the last 48 hours. And normally everything is like 19, like right now the top one is What is Third Man Syndrome. But after that is Arete Tequila, which has 19 views in the last 48 hours, 13 views, 11 views, 11 views. Like it's normally within that range.
That's trash.
Shorts, yeah, I know. Shorts normally when you post it, at least for us, I mean, there's obviously everyone else is different, but shorts, you post them, they're normally very quick and then they go away because it's just short form content that's not relevant anymore. This What is Third Man Syndrome, over the past, like since it was posted, it posted really quick and got up to, I think it was like, it got up to 1,000 views within the day that we posted it on March 16th. And then it was slowly creeping up 1,000, 1,200 views within the first 48 days. So a little bit over a month and a half. 96 days, it got up to 2,000 views. So it's been climbing. And then on July 16th, it had 2,400 views. So from March to July, it got 2,400 views. And then since then, July 18th to now, it just skyrocketed to 4,200 views within just like 2 weeks.
On YouTube?
Yeah, and it's constantly been, within the last 48 hours, anywhere between 550 and 700 views within the last 48 hours. So it just got caught up somewhere in the YouTube algorithm where people, I don't know if people want to hear more about third man syndrome and stuff like that, but this has been our most, not viral, because it's not anywhere close to viral, but our most viral video that we've had. July 20th, we had 4 new subscribers from this video alone, where people are watching the short and clicking on subscribe from there. Since July 22nd at 4, we now have 16 people have subscribed just because of this video. It's just, this is what people want to hear now.
So for those that don't know what third man syndrome is, say you're dying.
Yeah. There's actually, let's read some comments on this, because is this what you wanted to talk about today?
Sure, we can.
You can explain it, but let me pull up some of the comments
right.
from this video, because it is fascinating.
So say you're dying, okay? And essentially, third man syndrome is some other entity presents themselves and provides you with practical, life-saving advice and wisdom in that moment. And then you would live through whatever traumatic event you're experiencing. So it's kind of like your guardian angel shows up and they're just like, hey, relax, take a breath, slide this way. And then they go away. And then all of a sudden you just do it for whatever reason. You instinctively follow their guidance and then you live through the event because then all of a sudden something falls and then you're just like, wow, that's insane, right? So what are some of the comments on the short?
So the first one that was commented was from @SarahLittleWren, and it said it was basically, I think this comment back then, this was 3 months ago when they commented, but 3 months ago, I think that she was trying to help us articulate where it came from. And she said it was in reference to Shackleton's men's journey across the ice of the Antarctica. Shackleton wrote about a guiding presence with them. I'm fascinated by this as I've experienced it while traveling in my 20s on a couple of occasions. A voice either inside my head or just outside of my head above my ear. Not my voice, but a voice. The last time it happened, I questioned it and I didn't listen and I severely injured myself. I put myself in crutches for 6 weeks. And then somebody responded to that. I had that happen when our family was going through a hard time. Something or someone whispered in my ear that something worse was coming. Later that afternoon, got a call that a close family member was taken to the hospital. Turned out he had a brain tumor. He was never the same after surgery. He became a destructive person that eventually destroyed our family. That was from Wilman9567. There's another comment that said, from Sarah Little, responding to Wilman, that said, look up Claire Audio or Claire Audient. Only came across it the other day, but you may find it interesting. I'm sorry your family went through that. And then Crypto Rich One, which sounds like a fake account, responded to that comment as well. That said, you're probably not going to believe me, but I was abducted by a gray alien and a human-looking boy when I was 14 in 1999. They communicated telepathically, and the way you described the voice is exactly how I would describe the way it feels with telepathy. I will never forget that feeling, but unfortunately, I cannot remember what the voice sounded like. I understand it was not an actual sound, of course, but I think you know what I mean. It was definitely not my normal internal voice inside of my head when I was just thinking, and it felt separated from that part of my brain. I'm realizing this is probably too difficult to explain before I had my morning coffee. I'll just say that I can't help but wonder if there are interdimensional beings that are able to communicate with us telepathically, and what you experienced was one of them. That's an interesting concept where these third man syndromes are some other being able to telepathically communicate with us. That's a very interesting concept. What are your thoughts on that? Like it being, like, put it in that perspective that it's an alien, that an alien has developed some sort of technology or is so advanced that it now is able to communicate telepathically. And this is what third man syndrome is.
That's crazy.
It's not out of the question, honestly.
No, of course not, dude. There's always been theories about we're just living in a Sims game.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I also like the fact that I just want to annotate, on record, right? For the record. Those are nice interactions for once on the interwebs between accounts.
I mean, we've got our fair share of rude ones on here, but we don't have to go into that.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
We got one that I really liked. He goes, it's called third man syndrome because there's your ego, your main operation of brain function, your subconscious, and then there's some unknown dude, another inner voice in your ear telling you what you need to achieve the task at hand. And then I responded, quote, some unknown dude is the best description I've ever heard. Just some random Chad being like, yeah, bro, like, get up, dog. And then you're alive. It's amazing. Dude, I love interacting with YouTube comments. It's probably one of my favorite things that we do because people will just rip us and be like, you're fucking stupid. And I'm like, I mean, fair. And then they respond with, bro, I'm just kidding. Like, yeah, what's up? Like, humanizing us and being like, okay, cool. And people completely turn their attitude and they're like, all right, bro, I'll slap you up. Like, that's sick. It's so fucking funny.
We don't care.
No, dude.
Literally don't care. I find it fascinating that people take things so serious that it ruins their entire week. But the third man syndrome is fascinating. And if it is not necessarily like a faith-driven thing, and it is some outside entity that has the ability to telepathically advise us of what's about to occur in the future to then save our well-being.
Yeah.
Woof.
There's one that was interesting by Tanya McGee 3922. She said, I had this giving birth by C-section. I felt everything. A voice spoke to me, told me to stay still and you and the baby will be okay. I felt a warm touch on the top of my head, feeling traveling down to my toes as I had tears pouring out of my eyes, squeezing my husband's hand. It wasn't the ER staff or the operations staff. I looked in the chrome light, staring into it like a mirror. I watched till I heard my baby cry. They put the drugs into my IV and then I was knocked out. The voice was outside of my head, definitely not the inner higher self that talks in danger. That is God's voice. So then somebody commented kind of something similar with their eldest child's birth. So it's definitely interesting to see that there are so many people that
have experienced the same thing. This is what I was telling you about with near-death experiences, where there are so many accounts of near-death experiences, what they now call NDEs. And if you take their story and account, not with a grain of salt, but you're just kind of like trying to find the similarities and the common theme behind it, they're almost all identical. And it's really interesting where it's not at that point necessarily a faith thing, where it's people that don't believe in any higher being and aren't, religious, still experience the same stuff and then come back after they're near death and they're like, yeah, like this literally happens and there's something after what this is now. Like, that's crazy. I've also always said when I was a kid, I've said this before, I told my parents when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11 years old, I want to die. I want to come back, but I want to die just to see what happens because I don't like that it's unknown. Like, I know I'm going to die. It's a part of life. Everybody dies. Like, I'm not afraid of it. I just want to experience that and then come back and tell you guys what it's all about. And they're, my parents are like trying to drink coffee and wake up. And I'm just like, yeah, what do you think? What do you think? You want to die? And they're like, my kid needs therapy. What is going on? Like, just, I don't know, rake your shins on a scooter outside. Like, don't come at me with this.
Yeah. I want to dive into this whole possibility of it being an alien.
Because our government came out and they're just like, yep, legit, they're here. We're like, what about Epstein though? Like, it's fine.
Yeah. What about like Joe Biden's son's laptop? Like, can we talk about that a little bit more? And they're like, no, aliens. But there's so much to that. Not even we as a society have been so desensitized to the fact that there might be aliens here that now we're just like, sick. So global warming. And it's like, you don't understand. It's not just some green person walking around the street. Like, if there are actually aliens, everything changes because there's so much that is unproven that could potentially be proven by aliens, like third man syndrome. What if there is somebody out there that can telepathically communicate with us?
There has to be. The universe never ends.
So what happens then? Like, if we find out that this is a possibility, do we as a civilization be like, let's try to develop a drug, probably by Pfizer, Moderna, that'll kill us. But like, do we try to develop a drug that stops the ability for somebody to telepathically communicate with us? Or do we just run with it and say somebody can control us and we're okay with it?
My question is, how is Elon already thinking about a way to put a chip in someone's brain so that we can just do it ourselves?
Because he's an alien.
Probably. But I would, most likely the demise of humans are humans. We're going to find a way to just ruin it for ourselves because that's what we are. We're a bacterial cancer on this planet. Like, it is what it is. That, I don't know, loves to mate. So,
hell yeah.
But there's a legitimate theory as well where it talks about the rise and fall of civilizations and the human race as a whole, where once humans get to a certain point of evolution and intelligence, they kill itself off and then restart the process. And then all these outer beings are just watching, and then they show up as at the point of like getting over the hump, and they're just like, okay, like, just so you know, like, all this is actually real and we're here, right? And then we'll just let you guys self-destruct again because this is just a repeat of every 250 years.
So
like, oh, okay, cool. Because if you look at humans 250 years ago, what was technology?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it wasn't, and then we just kind of evolve, we do our thing, and they're just kind of watching from the outside, again, like the Sims theory, and then they're just kind of like, all right, we'll just show force. We'll drop, hey, we know your engine shot, so like go fly down there, and then like, they'll hide you, like whatever, just you bunkers,
yeah.
you'll be fine. Go ahead. And then they're like, all right, we'll just plant a seed, let it grow for a couple of years, Area 51, whatever.
Yeah.
We've been down this road. That's gotta be a thing.
Yeah, take this PS2 controller, go to the bottom of the ocean, and like let's see what civilization is down there. But if you had to put all your eggs in one basket, okay, Michael Kelly right now is betting on black or red. Red is aliens, is the third man syndrome. Black is heaven, or like people that have passed, is third man syndrome. What are you putting your money on?
Black.
That is heaven? Okay, because I'm putting it on red, that is aliens.
Yeah. What else is new?
I really want to know this, and I think that we should dive into this. I don't know what.
How? There's no way to dive into this. There's no way to dive into this. You don't Google.
Let's get the confidential reports from the FBI or the CIA or whatever.
Come on down. Come be on our show.
Third man?
30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's free.
It's free.
30 minutes. Like, we're going to call a hard stop.
Just share it on all your social media. There has to be a way for us to at least dive into it a little bit more. And what I'm fascinated on is like everybody that's watching, like put more comments down below because I want to hear more of these situations.
Well, there's whistleblowers everywhere now.
Yeah.
They all went to Congress, all hanging out, like Sean Ryan, hashtag not a sponsor, no free shout outs. He's got whistleblowers on, dudes at Fort Bragg, and he's just like, my dad owned a construction company. I was working with him. We were with a bunch of Delta dudes, and we went into a facility basically, and then all of a sudden there's a floating slab that can't get moved unless you have 3 massive cranes,
right.
And it's just elevated off the floor and hovering, and then so are 2 boulders next to it, and I look underneath and there's nothing there. Like it's just a floating slab, and it was a legitimate UFO. No clue what was going on. And then he's just sitting in the chair and he's just like, this 100% happened. And then he went to Congress and said the exact same thing under oath. Like, what? What is going on? Like,
but like Trump has classified documents in his house, so.
Right. I mean, doesn't Hillary did, Biden does 100%, but just forgot about it because, he's just trying to figure out where the ice cream is.
Dude, did you see Mitch McConnell hard reset during his one press conference where he was just like there, and then the controller died and he's just
okay. So
so fucking shocked.
One of the funniest because the internet always wins,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So one of the funniest videos that came out of that was, how in the service they make you memorize like creeds, and then for like promotional boards they make you stand up at the position of attention, and they're like, okay, recite the creed.
Yeah.
Well, they did the NCO creed, and then it cut to Mitch McConnell, and he's just like, because that happens every single time. Oh my, because you'll know like 2 words.
Yeah.
And then you'll just be like, the NCO creed. No one is more professional than I. And then nothing. No one knows what to say after that. So it's so funny. Dude,
That's
they
hilarious.
need to leave.
So
Goodbye.
I want to talk more about the
Aliens?
Yeah, the third man syndrome in a future episode. But I want to get your opinion on this because it's kind of relevant. With that, with Biden, with all these people that are like over 80 in Congress. And we also, like, Trump is running for president again, obviously, we know.
From prison?
Yeah.
He literally said, he's like, if I go to jail, I'm still running for president. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
So dumb.
I am once again asking for your donation.
But you have people that, like Trump, Biden, Hillary, probably. We have all these people that are old.
Yeah.
And then you have these young people, like Vivek Ramaswamy. the Republican candidate that is literally 37.
Who?
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Where are they from?
He's actually, so our friend Stefan Mahaliu is in his campaign.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So no disrespect, but it sounded like you were talking about a natural disaster. And then I realized you were literally saying someone's name.
Yeah. So he is only 37. So he's 2 years older than the minimum requirement to get.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But as an American, would you rather have somebody that is 80? Do you really want somebody that's 37? Or do you want to try to find somebody that's like 50? Like, where are you at from an age standpoint? Who do you want in? Do you want someone that's 37?
It depends on life experience.
But somebody that's 80 has a lot of life experience.
Do they, though?
Yeah, 80 years worth.
It depends on the experience, is what I'm saying.
So everyone's equal. Like, you take this dude that's, well, let's just say Vivek. I don't know his experience at all. But you take him, his same experience at 37, his same experience at 50, and his same experience at 80. Who do you want?
Oh, younger. If it's all the same, younger. To me, it really comes down to what, it's not just like life experience of, oh, you've been here for 37 rotations around the sun. Yeah. It's what have you done in those 37 years that make you a well-rounded individual and human being? Like, let's actually dive into who these people are. Yeah. That's why a lot of people like Tulsi Gabbard, because they're just like, dude, she's normal. Like, she's got silver fox. You know what I mean? Like, and then there's other things that play into it,
she's
whatever.
Kind of smoke too.
Yeah, that she's attractive, she's intelligent, she's a vet, like currently serving, she's doing the right things, like she's not playing into the uniparty.
Can you imagine if we had like a primary or like a presidential debate with Vivek, Tulsi Gabbard, Dan Crenshaw, and like all these young people
DeSantis
that are actually trying to grow up? Instead of these 90-year-olds that are like, I want to trade stock again.
Right.
Like, that would be so crazy. It's such a crazy shift.
I would love to see those conversations, though, because it'd actually be relevant. Yeah. You know? Well, they're not going to blame the Democrats, aren't going to blame the Republicans and vice versa on things that happened 13 terms ago. Yeah. It's just like, okay, hey, yes, I'm a Dem. Yes, I'm a Repub, but we all know where we stand on this. Like, I'm not going to vote for that. You're going to want me to vote for that, and you're going to vote for that. I don't think it makes sense from a budgetary standpoint. Mitch McConnell can't even say budgetary. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
Joe Biden doesn't even know what that means.
No. He doesn't know where to stand. He can't walk upstairs. Like, it's dismal. It's super, I don't know. It's just awful to see this perpetual, and it's not, I mean, I'm very conservative when you really break it down, but it's just frustrating and annoying to see the party of, all acceptance and wanting change still puts Joe Biden in as president. Like, okay, so an old white dude. Yeah. Like, got it. So what has changed? Nothing? Right. Like, great. So it's just, I don't know, it's frustrating. The whole thing is frustrating. I want younger people in.
Yeah. It's funny because I was listening to Joe Rogan, obviously, and I was listening to the Jim Gaffigan episode. Okay. Lost a lot of respect for Jim Gaffigan during that episode.
Why?
Because he was so hell-bent on Democrats don't do anything wrong and Republicans do everything wrong that I don't care where you are in the spectrum, at least acknowledge the fact that both sides are stupid.
100%.
Like, can
you
we
have
do that?
to.
Yeah. But he was like, you're really saying that Trump is less of a criminal than Biden is? I'm like, well, we have evidence of Biden and we don't really have evidence of Trump. Like, if you want to get Trump on the whole Stormy Daniels stuff, then that's fine. But, I mean, Joe Biden got money from, like, Hunter Biden and all that stuff, and we have proof of that. So maybe let's just call a spade, and everyone's kind of fucking stupid. And I did lose a lot of respect for Jim Gaffigan there because I just think that he's a lot of people are very uneducated and only listening to what the news tells them, and the news is primarily Democrat. So I just was annoyed. But Joe Rogan was talking about how, and he was trying to persuade Gaffigan that, like, Vivek is actually a good option. And it was cool to hear because, I mean, we know somebody that's on his campaign and just somebody young. Like, there's actually young traction here. And Vivek actually just passed Ron DeSantis as the second best running option right now behind Trump. So right now it's Trump, Vivek, and then Ron DeSantis.
And Biden and Trump are equal right now.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to
be a wild 2024.
Yeah, it is.
Very wild.
I'm excited for the debates because they're coming up.
Okay, so...
If
talk,
they do debates.
Real talk. If they do debates, would anybody be interested in like a live video of us like watching the debates and just ripping these people.
I mean, we should just record it anyways.
Well, I'm talking live. Maybe on Patreon.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do like a live. You and I, we put a TV here, and you and I just sit here just for the whole, and we just watch it,
drinking
just
scotch.
Destroy them.
The whole room smells like Lagavulin, and we're just going off 100%.
I think we do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, sounds good.
Is that it? I don't even know how long we talked for this, but I'm so interested in more of these discussions around aliens, and I feel like they're being very discounted because of everything else that's going on.
Yeah, of course they are, but it's again deflection.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they do.
Put more comments in that short, or even that Third Man Syndrome. That Third Man video, so like the full episode, has also kind of, not to the extent that the short has, because the short has just been crazy, but the actual episode itself, let me pull it up.
Well, yeah, they were probably trying to get more conversation about it.
Yeah, because I linked it at the end of it. So the episode itself has 504 views.
Okay.
Which is a lot for a video for us.
For now.
Go to video analytics. Let's see. There's a comment on here. What's the comment? Yeah, can you like not do that?
I know. Shot.
So yeah. Oh, we just got a comment actually on the Third Man Syndrome while we're here. And it's from Hi There 2330. It's not just an adventurous people that experience this. I've experienced this 2 times. At 15, I was about to have an accident and didn't, thanks to the voice. And the second was the revealing to me of my life's purpose at 38. I think it has to do with emotions heightened or opened, or a gateway to creator you've opened somehow in a heightened state. It's truly miraculous, though. A gift I cherish. It's fun. It's really cool. I really do like reading comments, so keep leaving them. And if you did enjoy today's episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out our other channel, BHH Whiskey Talk, where we do whiskey reviews. And normally we get belligerent on there and just talk about random things. And we also interview distilleries from other states. So go check that out. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We love you. We appreciate you. Continue being great listeners. Go over to patreon.com/BuffaloHappy if you want to support us. We are sending out a care package soon to our current subscribers or our patrons, so that's exciting. And if you do drink with us, please remember to drink responsibly, be a good person. And Michael,
Do not litter.
We're out.